fam? It's Dark Angel's Journey. I'm Shakira. I was just napping, so if I see my little uh, that's why. So I see you had a space yesterday talking to his son, and the biggest takeaway that I got from that was my my trade my weekly trading calculation wasn't there. I had a monthly one, right? I was like, I need to make, I don't know, let's say $2,000 a month, right? But in my brain, I hadn't burned into my mind that meant I needed to just make $500 a week and stop. Then make $500 the next week and then stop. You know what I mean? So, um, I, and then he's talking about trading the micros, and every 10 micro, you can trade one mini, and per the calculations, that's when you get to about 20K or so, is when you can trade one mini. For the same amount of points, like 80 points or 120 points or whatever. And I'm like sitting here wondering why I'm balking at taking 20 ticks, 250 with one mini when I should just be happy that I got that, right? So that makes me want to take a closer look at my trading. I'm going to do it at my account and see how I could have been okay in the last couple of weeks while I was trying to work out this drawdown instead of basically being back where I started. So let's take a look really quickly here. I'm, let me switch over to, let me switch this over to my trade account so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's get tiny. Okay. All right. So the one we're looking at right now is my demo account, right? And, um, I had started off in July. I've switched to August since we're about to be in August. So I never made my goal. And so my account's at 1608 at the moment, my demo account. So this is my demo account, one contract. That's the risk, monthly target, loss allowance, and weekly goal. Now, if I'm to get out of drawdown, right? So by the time November comes around is when I'd be like getting out of drawdown, right? At this rate. And that's with me looking to get um $408 a week, right? Now, this doesn't necessarily take into account how many, if I'm missing, like, if a week has 5 weeks in it, I'm assuming 4 weeks for everything, right? So August is about to start. We're gonna have 5 weeks in August, right? So if that's 5 weeks in August, then my goal should be times five to get to that. But I'm gonna assume the 4 weeks. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to assume I'm going to try to get 500 each week. That's it, right? One contract. And, so I did a similar scenario with the micro, and this way I'm talking through taxes, what I need to save each week, right? So this week, if I start with $2,000, one micro, risking 0.15 for the day, and my target is I'm not going for 1%. If I can get 10% a week, right? So, um, oh, sorry, put that back. Can I make $200 on the micro a week? I don't know. So then my taxes would be about $64. Capital gains taxes, right? Put that away. So my net profit will be 36, right? For the week, and so on and so forth. So as this progresses, right? 2,000. So when I get to about 4,000, I can switch to two contracts, right? And then when I get to 6,000, I can switch to three in my mind. And then when I get to 884, but I didn't bother. So this should be four, right? And then when I get to that five, so I would only be doing this for like this 12th month or whatever. So when I'm keeping it there, I'm just gonna like do this. Just let it ride like that. 6677. What is that? Oh. So in 20 months, I would have made $200,000 off of $2,000 based off of this process right here. Well, gross net would be 124,641 after I gave away all of my taxes to Uncle Sam. Now, at some point, I would be switching this over once it become obviously profitable, switching this over to an LLC so I can reduce my tax liability. But for the moment, 0.32% of net is what we're looking at. Because everybody's like constantly thinking about, oh well, I made 20,000 this month. Yeah, yeah. And then you have to give the tax man 32% of that foolishness. Isn't that crazy? It's very crazy. So that you gotta save all of this money for the whole year to give that guy his money. So I'm curious on a micro, right? We'll just keep this going. Just drop that right there. Like how long trading a micro, not mini, a micro, how long that would take. So I'm gonna put commas around stuff so I can like see the differences. So I can figure out how to do that. It doesn't really matter. There's this. There we go. Formats as currency, easier to see. And then format all of this as currency as well. Okay. All right, cool. And I'll do that. I want to keep it simple. All right. So how long would it take? Wait. I could get to $1 million trading micros with 7 contracts by 23 months if I left it like that. What? That's crazy. What? No way. Hold on. No way. Oh my God. It just gets ridiculous. It just gets ridiculous after that. Look at that. Look at that. Trading 7 contracts. What? Wow. That literally ain't bad. Now I'm assuming that I'm going to be losing a certain amount, right? During that time. So I have a loss allowance in here, for the week. But my weekly target would be that. So with that as a goal, I can look at the 20K account, $20,000, which is what I'm hoping to start with. And, same scenario, but wow, it would be much faster, assuming I follow the process, right? So that means that every week I need to make $500 a week. Stop till I get my 2,000. Set aside my whatever for taxes, net, and then keep it moving. I mean, that's not difficult, is it? It is for some people, and until such time as I figure out my own drama. So hold on. So within, oh my goodness. And look at all these taxes. Now, first of all, I wouldn't let this, the moment I start to be properly profitable, like probably, once I hit like 10K in profits on this thing, like 10K or 20K in net profit, like went around here, I would switch it to an LLC, which would reduce my tax liability. Because oh my God, look at how much you're carving out of a sister's monies right here. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. But, 1 contract, 2 contracts, 3. I mean, probably hang out at 3 for a while, 4. I mean, by this point, I'd definitely be trading 5 contracts. That's just crazy. Like, imagine if I just kept it at 5. Like, And when I got over to 8, 6 contracts. What? 6, 6, 6. Whoa. Hmm. It's a lot of taxes to beat me down, man. A lot of taxes to beat you down. Look at that. If I was crazy enough to leave it at 32%. What? So about 2 years, if you follow the process like religiously, you'd be making at minimum a mil or two. I mean, that's more than enough to be comfortable. Anyway, I'm just really surprised at the micro because that like really wow. So like within 23 months I would have made 1 million. Um and then had to pay 288 in taxes. Boom. So then 24 months is when I'd actually get 1 million, a little over the million after taxes. But like I said, that's trading a micro, bro. A micro. And I probably wouldn't sit at 7 contracts for this long anyway. But what? Come now. This is that's crazy. So that changes my whole concept on micros. So the stop loss is what's constantly beating me up. Constantly beating me up. So let's switch back over to trading view. All right. Let's switch back over here. And it's hilarious, right? So let's take a look at my let's look at my history here. Not even just not just not. It's just this is the last Friday. So last week, I took no, this is what Monday and then Thursday, Friday. So Tuesday, Wednesday morning when I was having a very nice time prepping certain trades, I didn't do so well. So I started the week on 24th at 16,767.50. The week before, 18th, I was at 16,392, which I think is the lowest I've been so far. 392.50, yeah, it's the lowest I've been. So I'm currently hanging out at what I consider to be break even, I think. Yeah. And actually, I think I got the lowest at 61.92, and I like covered a bit on Friday. Now, what's silly is I took a short position here. It hit a little over 250, and I didn't take it. I could have actually this last one I could have actually kept it because my entry was pretty good, 46.10.50, right? So here's what was happening. So 46.10.50. I this is on the mini, right? Let's make that big for a second on the 1 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute first, right? So, and I just didn't trust. Actually, no, I wasn't looking at that. I was looking at the order block. So on the 1 minute, so 46.10.50 was my short entry, and 46.10.50 right here was my short entry. And I was aiming for about 30 ticks, and it delivered. What shook me out is when it tried to run back up. I had my stop like 2 ticks in, and I had it was beautiful. I had my stop just above this, a tick or two above that. But when it dropped here, 20 ticks, and then came back up here, that scared me. So that shook me out. So I was technically aiming for this fair value gap right here. And if I'd been doing some, yeah, like 0.5 would have been a good place to like get out, you know? Because low, lower, low, traded through. It's a little breaker right there. So if I were to say use that level and that level, no, that's not right. But the general idea was, once it broke out of this area right here, where could it go? So a tick or two below that. So I think I had 30 ticks. Beautiful. Would have gotten it right there. Nice. But I somehow, I don't know, I got spooked and I didn't like it coming back up so far, so I struck out. Because it got to like 20, yeah, it took about 13 ticks about there. And I was like, all right, I'm out. I stopped trading for the day. But the setup was perfect. The behavior was what I was expecting to see. Small fair value gap right here was behaving. I liked what I was seeing here, so I was like, okay, we going back down. But anyway, so given the plan for drawdown, the plan is simple. I'm going to take my 20 to 25 ticks and no cry about it. The fact that in the micro, for example, ICE2 was saying the silver bullet for the PM session formed here. So on the 5-minute, we have this fair value gap right here. And then on the 1-minute, this guy was here. Now he's saying like the on the Nasdaqs for the micros, the stop loss should be, what do you say, 40 handles, or what is essentially $40, right? Which is 80 ticks, as I've calculated. So look at that giant stop loss. Wouldn't have been shook out, right? Same thing for the afternoon. I would have had a giant shot thing to write it down to this guy, and I would have been fine. But the thing I've been going round and round about is I'm over here balking at taking 250 when this micro would have netted me what? So let's see. If this is 80, 160 would have been $80 on that run. So why am I being weird about taking 250 out of the minis? It's weird. So I'm just gonna stop being picky and just go. Just go. Just take my 250 and get out. Follow the plan, be boring, take my 250 and get out. That's it. It's not hard. It's not difficult. Just do that. And because I mean, if I'm going to be willing to start with $2,000 on a micro doing that, then that's okay. That is perfectly okay. Am I crazy? I think that's crazy. So, given that that's what I'm doing, let's get to some back testing. All right, so we're gonna play with NQ. Because I'm considering switching to trading that. And let's see how we could have traded all of last week. And let's focus only between 10 and 11, 2 and 3. That's it. So let's back the replay. All right, so where's Monday? Oof, Monday's a gross day. Look at it. Okay, so let's drop down to a 15-minute. And let's also get back up to the 10 o'clock time frame. And let's take a look at what was happening there. All right, so we've already had a shift here. We've got fair value gap that we've run up into on the 15-minute premium and an order block right there. All right, cool. And they ran out the New York PM lunch. So the previous days, this would be the buy side near term that I would be looking for. They took out at 9:30 the sell side down here. Okay. Anything else exciting? Oof, they made it far. Let's see. 15,496 is a London. There's London sell side sitting here as well. Let's see. See. Okay, so that's what they ran for first. So I'm gonna clear this one out. So a nice big thick drop right there. So 5-minute. So I mean, we've been dropping, so been looking for anything to tell me that I need to go short. For this guy, looking for them to come back into this fair value gap here on the 5-minute and give me some indication that that's the plan. 9:55. Okay. So I'd be okay with writing a return back up here. So let's drop down to the 1-minute. And my goal is simple. 250. That's it. So let's say it was something like this. Let's see. I think 20 ticks. So let's roll with like a 40 tick stop. That's like 200, I believe. So I would need like 50 ticks. That's it. 50 ticks to get 250. It's not terrible, is it? All right, so let's see. What time is it? Fine. All right, it's 10 o'clock. Wick in there. So if this is a Judas swing, right, maybe we'll return back up here. I don't know. Otherwise, this, if it breaks down, I'll try to feel comfortable taking it at the order block and dropping down. Let's see. Just gonna wait. Because there's also this fair value gap right here in this order block. And I need to see some kind of shift out of it. Currently respecting the crap out of it. Okay. All right, maybe we'll get something in a sec here. All right, so now survey says that I would like to be below this if I can. It's going to give me an opportunity. Okay. Now, all of this should be pretty balanced, right? And that turned into an inversion fair value gap, which I should have known. All right, so this didn't really give. And let's see. Can we go into, like, say, the 30 seconds on here? Could we have seen an opportunity? It's nothing pretty, nothing I can recognize. So I'm gonna have to wait. So this is giant fair value gap up here. So this is dead since I was not good enough to find it just yet. I'll get there though. Okay, so if I look at this, what do we have? So we have this fair value gap, which we can refine down into this guy. Color. I'll take that one off for now. And we have an order block all the way up here. This I would expect to be a balanced price range. So let's see how it behaves between here. Where's the 0.5 point? It's coming right up on it right there. So let's see the behavior here. And then perhaps I'll be able to get a short position somewhere here where they stop about there. And then write it back down. Let's see. Okay. Okay, maybe we'll get this, we just got displacement here. Okay, so technically now, should be able to do this. And if I sell right there, let's see if I'm right. And having gotten it all the way up there, my stop needs to be above here. So let's see. And I'm immediately stopped out. So flatten that. So I'm wrong there. See the behavior. Technically, if like from a micro perspective, ICT says should be 80 ticks. I don't know if that would have held. Let's see. So if I choose 200 for 400, let's see. Oh, would you look at that? Shift here. So we're to try here again. Let's have our stop be 80 ticks from this entry. Let's see. Now I generally say it's a high, higher high, so let's do this. I'm gonna just see what happens when we get down here. I do not like the behavior right here. So if we tap into this, I'll just exit. Just wait. Mm. Now, I said to you that I would get out at 250. Like, I would have already gotten out at 250, but I'm just curious. 0.5. So that tiny candle was telling me that it was going to turn around. See, this is that behavior that I need to work on, right? So I'm going to flatten here and just take whatever that is. But once I saw that, I was like, oh, we gonna probably have a nice green candle at that point. So for my first entry, if I had my stop above here, 80 taking into account the order block, the bodies stayed below the mean threshold space. So if I had said I want entry right there, and could I have stop at my 40 ticks right there? Well, I would have need to be above that high, so 80 ticks. And then just aimed for the top of that fair value gap. Would have been fine. All right. That Monday was pretty rough though, so let's move on to the afternoon. Okay, stop that to 2 minutes. All right, so we're in a range now. 1 minute. So we're in a range. It's respecting this fair value gap. And what time is it? Oh, is this lunchtime? Ah, sorry. Not doing anything at lunch. I'm just gonna take the lunchtime off for now. And we're just gonna wait. All right, 2 o'clock. It's 5 minutes. This is ugly, mind you. This is ugly. It's not going anywhere. I'm going to make the executive decision that I'm probably, unless it does some kind of significant shift. I mean, what are we doing here? We're literally riding between this balanced price range, these two PD arrays. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? That's all we've been doing. It's gross. And this balanced price range is staying right below it. That behavior right now is telling me, like, if this is the range, it's 11:30. I'm probably not going to get anything useful out of the PM session. So let's see. We had a low, lower, low shift. So we have a bullish breaker right here. I don't know. I'd have to come back down in between here. So have to be some kind of long position from about here and it's 40 tick stop. If I'm trading on micro, it would have to be an 80 tick stop to give myself a room to breathe and get comfortable. All right, let's see. With all of that. Could also take this high and then drop. So either way. It's 3:50. It's not 2 o'clock yet, so let's wait. 3:51. Okay, I breached. $3.54. That's a nice looking candle. It's not a shift. All right, so it's now 2 o'clock. We're at what is essentially a balanced price range. Okay, so what are we heading for? So back to the 5 minutes. Hopefully it doesn't give away the game. Let's take that off. So now my general question is, what are you gonna do? We'll take this off for now. This breaker, this bearish order block. Just get red, light red. Okay. So we've taken out these guys. Show me what you're trying to do. 3 plus 4. Smooth, taken out. Let's see if we get a shift. Let's take this off. 2 minutes. 1 minute. I like the look of the 2 minutes, a little clearer. All right, so let's see. So we've shifted up. I'm just looking for 250. Let's see. On this one, it's not that many ticks, but see if it wants to dig up into here. See how it's going to behave inside of this bearish box. So it's 2 o'clock on the dot. You left us this tiny little space right here, so I don't have to risk that much. See? Say if I were to take that right there. All right, let's say I bought right there. Oops, so that way. All right, so 55 takes stop. Let's see. And that's looking very, very bearish. Let's see. So let's extend that to the 80 ticks I'm supposed to be holding for. Still inside this order block. Some wick. Okay. So this definitely is showing me some desire to go down. Let's watch this on the 5 minutes. And then there I would have been stopped out. Granted, I would have ended it here, but, you know, whatever. So let's flatten that. So now that we have like a shift here, switch. So I was looking for them to turn around, but why not try something new, right? So on the 5 minute, so I went to 2 minutes. All right, so let's switch. Let's get above that. Let's get down into here. So what are we aiming for? This range is literally shit. Like literal shit is this range. Just take out those lows, that wick. Okay, let's see how this broke out. Okay, so ugly, ugly, ugly. 4, 3. So this is a shift in market structure right here. So on the 3 minute, stop up over there. So that Monday would have been just a rough patch for me. Aiming perspective, if we got past this thing, 1 would have been, well, 1.5. Looks like it did a little something, something. Aiming for this low to be taken, that's the closest thing. That would have been whipped through right there. All right, so needless to say, it would have been a shit show trading the Monday. All right, so that's the Monday. Let's go to the Tuesday. Now I had a better idea in my for the Tuesday on ES. Like if I had taken every trade that I wanted to take, that day it would have been gorgeous. Let's see if I could remember all of that. because my preference is so we have a high, low, lower, low traded through. Should do this so we get to 10 o'clock. So here we have a bullish breaker right there on the 15 minutes. Sorry, all that pretty. Okay. Well, it's the 5 minute. So let's see. So we have a bullish breaker. The 5 minute, it's a little bit higher right there. Okay. There's a small fair value gap down here. So if it decides to drop back down, I would be looking for a long right about there. It's a lot of stop. So maybe something like that. See if I can get away with it. But anyway, so time is it? 5. All right, it's 10 o'clock. So what do we have on the 5 minute at 10 o'clock? So we have the bullish breaker, small fair value gap here, this one right here. Small one up here. All right, so it's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. So at around 10 o'clock, we have this fair value gap. I want to see how it behaves if we get some sort of shift from it. We've already hung out here. If I'm thinking about discount to premium, let's look at that. So we'd have to drop below here. This would be optimal trade entry area right here. So if they came back down, so how many ticks would that need to be? Ugh, gross. So let's do this. To go up. Okay, so I want to see how it behaves in here. And let's zoom in. So I'm not. Okay, so we're coming down into optimal trade entry areas. Dropped. The high traded through right here. So I'm gonna get rid of that one because we disrespected it quite nicely. See how we're gonna behave in here. Sorry. And if I measure the price leg properly. From here to here, this is about the halfway point. So something like that. Let's see. See how this behaves. This order block right here, this is showing support, this fair value gap. Okay, look at the bodies. The wicks do the damage, but the bodies tell the story, right? So what if I tried something like this, right? So I'm gonna, whoops, meant to buy right there. If it comes on one more time. All right, so I think we've lost the plot there. I'm gonna buy right there. So, just gonna wait for it to leave this area. So I'll be aiming for, let's say 0.5. Let's see, can we get that? I don't know. I probably bought a little prematurely there, but Okay. Flip that up. Let's watch that, because I would have brought it here. The bodies is why I would have brought it here. It's at an order block. It's at a fair value gap. The bodies aren't even closing inside of the thing, so it's giving me some good feels about it going up. I don't necessarily like that. So, ooh, could have waited on my entry. See if this large stop will save me, because this fair value gap is holding stuff up. Let me take this off for now. So we're gonna exit at 250. Did you see that? Oh, sorry. Put that back. All right, so we here, just as a point of reference, right? How many ticks did that come out to try and like shake me? 55. So if an 80 tick stop, oh my God, can't believe it. See. Mm, yeah, I'm wrong. I'm so very wrong and so very about to be stopped out. There's no hope right here. It's just 400. I'm stopped out. I'm flat. Hmm. Okay, what did I think? What did I do wrong here? So from 9, 10 o'clock, I had this that didn't hold it up. Well, I think what I did wrong was not wait for my optimal entry down here, is what I did wrong, right? Um, if we'd taken the entry at the breaker instead, this order block, let's stop below maybe a little bit, maybe 0.62, right? Let's see. Woo! This order block right here. All right, so if I bought here, let's see, based off of this breakout, which I didn't wait for, which is what I should have waited for. Glad I'm at 250 already. At this rate, I should have taken the 250 when I got it right here. Now I'm down 250. Ridiculous. Still have some leeway. Now, where'd you come down to this base order block? Yeah. Can make it over this guy. We're good. But that 80 tick stop, look at that, 280. Got a fair value gap right here. Can it get up to it? Okay. All right, so I'm just going to flatten here so I'm not in the negative. But, okay, so what did I do with that breaker? What did I do wrong with that breaker? Because sometimes they tap the top and run away, right? But your stop needs to be, there's nothing down here for them to come down to, but they tap the very bottom of it to get to this order block right here. So, most times maybe 0.62, which is right at the order block, would have been good, right? And then a stop below the breaker. A couple ticks. Like 300 right there. Mm. So what kind of morning fun I could have had here. So we had a shift here. Shorts and I, we sometimes don't get along. But look at that. To write it down to the breaker. That would have been nice. 2022 model high, higher high, traded through. Right there. Right there. Look at that. Base of that breaker for a short. All right, so that's the AM session of awfulness. Let's go to the PM session on the Tuesday. All right, shout out to 5 minutes. All right, so, well, let's stay up here. What is in Spectacles? What is up here? So, there is a fair value gap that is the draw up here. Okay. Sorry. Right. And we've just been pulling upwards. What else is up here? All right, so we also have this buy side up here amidst all of this other fair value gap fun. And this buy side here. Let's see how they behave. So the PM session, what are we doing here? So it's 5 minutes. What do we have? All right, so we have a fair value gap right here. And we have a leg. Then I have to come back up down here to do any kind of long run for me. It's right there. And then, well, this is so close to that one. I'd probably go for that one instead, actually. Right there, 779. And then let's see what an 80, we don't need an 86 stop, 76 stop there. Let's see. And then maybe we can instead write it back down. I don't know. Let's see. So this is what we're looking for. I'm okay with taking a short down to it. So this looks pretty clean to me and I don't like it. We do have a shift, fair value gap. So let's see what would the short have looked like here. And then dig into this. It's not bad. Okay, we've tapped the top of this guy. Showing support. Just looking at the bodies of this thing. Okay, so let's see. If you give me a... Oh, hello. But wait. Where are we in the grand scheme of this range? We haven't made it halfway yet. So, can't take that. See? It's not even made it to the halfway point. I don't trust it. Now, that shift, though, might make me take it, right? So let's see. Now, this would be silly right here. Let's see. Risk a little less on that one. All right, let's say we did take the 80 on this guy. we would have gotten in right there. Okay. All right. So lots of opportunities right here. All right, let's feel like we have some skin in the game, right? Let's let that do that. All right, let's say we bought right there. Because I don't trust it. It's close to the halfway point. I need some buffer. So we have some buffer now. If I'm wrong, it's going to make it to the 0.5. But here's a simple truth. Once we get to 250, I'm outie 5,000, yo. Ooh, flatten. Yeah. I know it's going to, deck out more, but I'll take that. So the behavior here, the shift here, proper, this fair value gap, entry here, stop below here, that would have been fine, and then I would stop. My preference would be for it to have come into the 0.5, but it was showing me signs that it wasn't trying to go down further. And the bodies, if you look at the bodies of the candle, that was giving me a lot of confirmation that I was just using this as support. And this first shift would have been, but it didn't quite take out that wick, so I was waiting for a different one. So that's the one right there. And that would have netted me, wait, sorry, not netted, sorry. So if I was waiting for that, let's see, because there's a big wick on that. So, well, okay, I've done 20 ticks on that. So if I just said, okay, I'm going to do a 40 tick, whereas 200, well, that seems stupid, right? So that's 40. Well, that's 40, then I should wait for 80, which we would have gotten right there. Risk 200 to make, well, no, that's risking, what, 400? No, 200 to make 400. I don't know if I like that multiple, but that's, what it would be. It would be $40 to make $80 on the micro. And I would just stop there. All right, let's dip back up. So that's the Tuesday. Now, I do believe Wednesday was FOMC. This day right here. So let's roll over that. And drop down to a 15 minute. And let's move back to the AM session here. All right, so what do we have? So as the sell side, we have this previous PM session, so we have all of that. And then that's already been taken. So we have this AM sell side, buy side in London to contend with. Not to mention, we also have this beautiful 15-minute fair value gap. And we have a higher high traded through. So we also have a breaker in the same space right here. It's a bearish breaker. Also on the 15-minute. And let's take that. Okay, so you want to get in and out before FOMC, so it's 9:45. Let's drop down to, I'm about to die here. plug my laptop in. Okay. So, what do we have? We have 930 reaching back up. What is the structure? We have a high, higher high traded through. So technically, we have a bearish breaker right here as well on the 5 minutes. And we've got a wick, so consequent encroachment right there, approximately. So I'm just gonna eyeball it, approximate. So things to consider. So consequent encroachment, that wick right there. And what I'm hoping will become an inversion fair value gap right here. Anticipating. Okay, let's see the behaviors. Drop down to 4, 3, 2, oops, and 1. All right, so we have all of this, which is super. So this whole move is super bearish. So let's see the behavior here, and maybe we get like a nice shift in the opposite direction. And what time is it? 10 o'clock. All right. All right. High, higher high, trading through. So we're inside this giant breaker, order block to contend with. So let's see. All right. So we're going up. It's the behavior. Okay. Beautiful. So now we have a shift here. Take that off so we can see it. A shift here. So let's see if the next candle gives us a fair value gap to work with. Awesome. And then a stop up there. And let's aim for that order block or something. Let's see. Does it give us a chance for an entry? All right, sell. Whoops. That's not where it was supposed to sell. It's supposed to sell right there. So I am most unhappy with the entry, but whatever. The sell was supposed to be here, so let's work our way down. And this is definitely working as an inversion fair value gap. See? Again, once we get to 250, we outie 5,000. Ooh, don't like that. Okay. So I would still be in my normal stop loss right there. So this is looking pretty bullish from here. We're just going sideways. This is the AM. Let's see. So I would have been out here when it wicked down there. So I'm just gonna flatten here just cause. Well, let's see. Can we get to 250? All right, we'll flatten here because we would have gotten into 250 somewhere around here. That's like 50 ticks, I think. So from the area, the entry right here, we would have gotten 250 right there. In that choppy mess right here. So given all of that gross chop on the 5 minutes, I probably wouldn't have touched it. This is Wednesday morning. Wait. But, you know, the expectation here was good though. Because basically I would have needed I could have said, okay, so once we got rejected from here, or, even here, set my stop above this wick, a couple ticks, and then wrote it down. That beautiful, beautiful run. Like, if you're just waiting for them to take out that low, it's nice. Nice, juicy run. Anyway, so let's take that off. That would have been that. All right, so I'm going to skip to Thursday. It's Thursday. Okay. See how we could have traded that. Okay, so this. Okay. All right, so where are we in the grand scheme of things? So we took out this high buy side right there. It's okay. So if I'm trading with no bias, and bias has been taken here, start to the 5-minute and wait for displacement. 4, 3. So technically on the 4-minute, on the 3-minute, we had this. No, okay. No, okay. So on the 1-minute, we had a little displacement. What time is it? 9:59. Okay, so we had displacement right here. They came back up. Ugh. Such gross stops. Like, I get it, but it's just gross. Zoom in here. It has to be so wide. All right, so my general desire would be for an entry from here, but at minimum, it would have to be from here with a stop of just above that. Fine. Don't expect to come back up that high. So there we go. So if I sell right here, let's see. Okay. All right, so we got to 3 something. I'm going to flatten right here and take that. Now, what I would have done was say once it breaks this, potentially, how far can it go, right? So 1 standard deviation or half standard deviation, there's a fair rate gap right here. It's pretty close, so that would be like my general expectation for it to go. So that's 0. And then there we go. 1 standard deviation would put us just below these lows. And let's see. Did we get 1? Beautifully, actually, yeah. Beautifully. Get that 1 standard. But take my 250 going about business. All right, so let's roll on up or do something. Let's have a look. Let's get to the afternoon. Oh, I deleted something. All right, let's keep that. Let's delete this. Now, 2 standard deviations is about as far as I would think it would go, but I think Thursday was kind of insane. So let's roll and find our afternoon. Okay, so the PM session, 2 o'clock. So 2 o'clock, we have this fair rate gap right there. Let's drop out to the 5-minute. So we have a low, lower low traded through. So we've got a bearish breaker right here with a fair rate gap right there. So my general desire would be for an entry probably right about there. That's too big of a stop. Let's see, would 80 ticks save me? Ugh, so many. Come back down. Honestly, maybe a little bit. We'll see how they behave when they get up here. So it's a bearish breaker right there, and this is just a fair value gap. All right. So this is the 27th. Let's drop that to 4. Oh, cool. We've not gotten to 148. Okay, 2 o'clock. All right, good. So we hit 2 o'clock about here. So let's drop out to 1 minute, which is 5. Shift down. So it's looking pretty bearish. Maybe something like that. 4, 3, 2. 3 minute looks okay. Let's see. The 1 minute gives us a fair value gap right here with a general right about there. See what an 80 tick stop will do to save me. So if I'm looking for 80, and then let's see, 160. Not looking for a lot, right? Zoom in. Okay. Uh, use that. Doesn't look like I got much going on here. And I think if I recall, Thursday was a day that price just kept running down and down and down. So if I were to say, so if I was trying to catch that, something like that, probably miss it. But I was looking for something here, right? That guys, I would have taken that and see if we got 160. Boom, damn, yeah. So risking for was it 400 for 800? Is that what it is? Okay, so just out of curiosity, let's do this. I'm just gonna sell here, and I just want to see because just that one move alone would have got me my 250 basically. And then what? Okay. So $100 in NASDAQ is 20 ticks. So 160 divided by 20 ticks is 800. Yeah. So I would have been out here with my 2 something and been okay. Okay. So the thing is, like, still not a point where, I would have known that it was okay to take it from here. Like the fact that it just kept going and going on Thursday, I think it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. So let's get out of that. Yeah, so this is what Thursday looked like. Like the PM session, we had this, and then just kept dropping. And then Thursday, sorry, Friday, just evening. So Friday, let's take a look at the Friday AM session. What could we have done on Friday? This way. Okay. So let's look at this on the 15 minute. Where are we? Ah. And we're into the breaker from up here. Okay, so I'm still looking for shorts. from here. Well, we've been climbing our way back up, so we're into this breakers, and we got to see what it's going to do. So it's 5 minutes, and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so we think about, so 9:30, we had this run. Now it's 10 o'clock, right? Oh. Could I get 250? I mean, we've moved so much, so it's potential for it to just consolidate and then do nothing. So we have a shift here, fair value gap. This would be a better shift for me, if I'm being honest, but you know. So let's say we risk 400s for to get 800. We're just gonna see how it's gonna play. We're gonna stop at 250 because I need consistency. So we're in this order block right here. And if you were, say, to continue up, then I'd expect it to bring its happy self down into this general vicinity and then take off. Beautiful, juicy fair value gap right here. So 15,767. Okay. All right, so let's watch it. All right. So we see them come back up. And then I would have been knocked out. I wouldn't have touched that anyway because still waiting. We're in this breaker, right? You need to give me something juicy. So we made a short-term low here. I'm gonna take this off. So let me note that on the 5-minute, there is a premium fair value gap that we can contend with right here. All right, so let's drop back down to the 1 minute on that one. So let's see, we have a shift here, no fair value gap, so nothing here, tiny thing here. Okay, there's a shift downward into this thing. So let's see, if we were to test this theory out, that, and just looking for 50. Let's see where to buy here. Let's see. Oh shit, just the return from the buy there. I'm already out. That's at 50. Really? Just that movement alone, and I would have had 290. So I'm gonna flatten here, just take that because whatever. I expect it to come. It made a fair value gap for a short, gave us an opportunity for an entry there, and then dropped a bit. So from the short perspective, done that, we needed to have been above that candle, like so. Could we have gotten 50, 60, whatever? Yes, beautifully. Couldn't risk that much for that much, right? So above the 30 or 50. Order block. All right, now we'll just stop there. Let's go take a look at the afternoon. So you got some buy side right there. PM session came around 15 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, so we have some shifts right here, fair value gap. I'm going to take this breaker off, take that off. All right, let's see what we got to work with. Five minutes. All right, so let's drop down to 1 minute. Seeing this nice juicy movement right there. See. Let's see if we can take that out. So 5 minutes, 4 minutes. What about 3 minutes? Okay, so let's see if they can come back into this. 2 minutes, 1 minute. Okay, so see if they come back into this in the behavior, how they treat, assuming they even do it. Okay, just ran away. All right, so what do we have above us on the 5 minute? All right. We have this fair value gap right here. And from a premium discount perspective, let me take this off for a moment. We're coming up into a some water. Excuse me. Coming up into we've already hit a premium, so I would be expecting a short from here. Small fair value gap here, they have to get past this. So as a short position, if we're going to take this out, I would want something like this. Well, maybe the top of the fair value gap. I don't know. Midpoint. Let's go with midpoint. 80 tick stop. Oof. And 160 would bring us to about here. Nice little fair value gap, approximately. All right. And the bottom of that order box right there. So let's put it right there. All right, let's see. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Did we take out those highs? We did not, so I don't trust it. So I personally expect it to continue up. Take this out at minimum, right? Now, on the other hand, we do have, it is in a premium, and we did get a shift. So this is what I'm looking for. This fair value gap, that, something like that. All right, let's say we sell here. Let's see what we get. Ooh, I am stopped out. So flatten. The morning stuff's done. So this is why you wait. Expecting it to come up here? Let it. So midpoint. Okay, let's see the behavior. See the bodies of the candle now, they make me feel comfortable right around here. So I'm going to sell here with a stop above there. Doesn't have to be that big, I don't think. Okay. So that's not too shabby, right? Right there. Uh, you know, at this rate, I'm just looking for, let's see them tapping that. Can we get there? Okay. All right. So that's not bad. Take that and go on about business. But this is the stuff I gotta wait for, right? Like it hadn't taken out this high yet, which is something that I was expecting it to do. But sometimes I miss stuff, so I just wanted to test it out. But it's if we zoom in on the bodies of the way this fair value gap was being respected, look at the bodies, right? Plus, it wasn't taking out this high anymore, right? So an entry here to take out below here, more than enough, more than enough. And, like right here, 200 there, and just that low right there. Perfect. And like I said, we were looking to tap for it to tap into this fair value gap, right? Sometimes they tap it and run. So boom, not bad. Just gotta get comfortable with the stop loss being bigger on that. So this is the PM session for Friday. All right. So let's see how long we've been going here. All right, let's call it for the afternoon. I'm doing a lot more um uh trading during the day. Well, not a lot more, but and I don't really have time to uh record it. So you'll mostly see backtesting videos on the weekends now, and then review of my trades when I, you know, feel like doing those, but or posting them, because I'm more interested in the model working and adjusting my understanding. Because I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like looking at just trading a micro to get to where I want to be is amazing. I had no idea, and then I won't feel so bad losing um $40, to make 80. But for now, I'm still considering the one micro, um, not micro, the one mini or the 20K account. So we'll see. Maybe I'll start with 2000 and see how working my way up with that works for me. But now my goal for the week is if once I make 500 for the week, I just stop, come back the next week. Done. Done. All right. So let me know how your trading's going. I am currently sitting at what I consider to be break even. I'm still in drawdown, but I'm not making it worse. And if I follow the process, then I should be good. All right. Happy trails. Be safe, Shakira. Out.